Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon podcast, episode 22. I am the Angry Raccoon.
I am Ace.
And we are back. We have survived Halloween. We've survived all 31 days. We are recording on the day of Halloween, which is a surprisingly sunny day.
Yeah, a very sunny Halloween.
I mean, it's not the evening time as most people imagine Halloween, but still.
Also, considering it's the 31st, you might say October is... Puts glasses on. October.
God damn it. Other than that terrible pun, we also managed to survive the horror that happened about a week and a half ago. I think we are pretty much all aware of this. This affected people pretty hard, and that was the Drake Hotline Bling video, God. Which almost destroyed the music industry single-handedly.
That's the thing, is almost destroyed that, and I'm going to say it basically destroyed memes.
Some of them have been great.
That's the thing, some of them, but the sheer amount of them has been... The memes are gone. Yeah,
the memes are pretty... I think some of my favourite ones being the Pokemon one.
Oh yeah, that was great.
What was it? The Yu-Gi-Oh one, Unleashing Exodia. That one was great because I think it was... I forget the rapper he destroys, but he's destroying some other rapper who's...
Isn't that Meek Mills or something?
Yeah, Meek Mills. I was about to say Mac Miller.
Oh,
but you can understand the confusion. I mean, whatever. They both have different rap styles and all that. But other than that, I haven't really been doing too much terribly Halloween-based.
No,
no, not that we were suggesting, or I should be suggesting you're going out dressed as a pumpkin every single day watching something scary. People have lives.
Yeah, exactly.
People have lives, especially this month, much like me. Been very busy. I recently went to the MCM London Comic Con, which was held on the 23rd, 4th and 5th of this month, so just last week.
It's risen in notoriety because it's actually had news stories about it this
year. This convention has been the biggest one ever recorded for UK standards, particularly the Saturday, which was just, I mean, it's collectively big. I remember if you go on the website, you can see the ticket sales, and Saturday, regardless, was sold out.
It really was.
And which was just mad crazy. I honestly don't know why people... really go to Saturday, because it's going to be crowded. We usually avoid it, or at least just turn up, stay outside, but even when we did, it was raining.
I still remember going when I was 18, so like 30 years ago, but it was still very packed then. It's the sheer fact it's sold out, ridiculous.
I mean, it's great for them.
Yeah,
it's great for the community, great to meet friends. I've made some new friends just there as well, some cool dudes, and met up with some older friends as well, which you'll hopefully see on the channel soon. But it was good. I mean, I didn't really buy too much because I have no job at the moment, but I'm surviving. The only things I bought and gained was I got a copy of Rival Schools
on
PS1, which has the title, was it Infinite by Fate? I believe that's what it's called, but I just call it Rival Schools because there's only just one game, so you wouldn't worry about that. I also got the second Gex 3 Into the Gecko, and the third Gex, because it gets very confusing because the second one's called 3D, and the third one is just called Deep Cover Gecko. So it's literally, other than you wouldn't know where to place these two, literally, because they both have spy James Bond themes to both the covers, and also picked up the whole collection of Kill la Kill on Blu-ray, which I was really happy about because it comes in a little box to put all your single volumes in, so it technically becomes a complete volume. Quick note to anyone who's producing animes: if you're not going to be able to release them as single issues, do that, please.
Yeah, exactly. Make it a nice little collectible thing in the end.
Yes, that would be fantastic. But and other than that, I haven't really been watching anything else. Other than I watched the Moomins cartoon from back in the 70s, 80s, I believe it was.
The old classic.
The old classic. It's like the only animated television version of the Moomins. They existed mainly in book basis, and that's how I know them. The cartoon, for the most part, is surprisingly well done for its time. It's I haven't noticed any animation errors or anything like that. It's very well done. I find it a bit distracting how sometimes they have mouths, sometimes they don't, but I guess that's just how they stand or whatever, and some of the names because they always refer to each other by their names, because obviously it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
People, no one's gonna sit there, watch every single episode and just be like, oh, that's this character. I think it's a bit odd that even the father Moomin regards his wife as Mother Moomin, but whatever.
Well, that actually kind of how people do that in real life. Like, some people do call their wife Mother thingy in relation to the family, which is weird.
Yeah, but
it makes sense.
Not with that kind of. If I would no, because I'd imagine them regarding each other as dear.
Yeah.
If anything, and I can understand Moomin himself, Mother Moomin, Father Moomin, and his friends saying that, because it's understandable.
Yeah.
And the other thing I don't get is, like, their species, Snork Maiden, she's clearly the same species, but she doesn't have the title Moomin. So I'm wondering, is that just their surname, or, like, does their species have another name, or...
It could be like the Simpsons.
Clearly the creator... I'm calling his bluff. Clearly the creator didn't think this through when he wrote the idea for the show. So I'm calling him out. Plot holes everywhere.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
no,
I'm gonna send him messages, tell him you did it wrong.
Tell him he messed up big time, and I'm coming for him.
Yeah, 35 years. You ain't getting away with this.
No, I'm taking you down. I'm gonna write a Tumblr post.
Oh no.
But good show overall. It's just really nice to watch. And the only other thing I watched, which is a very short, which I'd highly recommend everyone watching, was Bee and Poppycat, which is the animated version of the Small Time comic. Show's great.
I remember showing someone this show, and for a while they just kept calling it Bee and Poopy Cat. And I kept asking, what the hell is that? And they said, the thing you showed me is like, that's Puppy Cat. And they looked at me, red-faced, like, what? Because they've been saying it wrong for the past month.
I've been calling her Crandall this whole time. it's one of those moments, basically. Yeah. Yes, it was a really good show. I mean, it's got I think anyone who loves Steven Universe should definitely watch this show, because it's got those same kind of vibes. B is very much like this slightly more older, calmer Steven, and Poppycat is like this weird, pissed off Poppy Cat.
Yeah.
With powers. It's
kind of in the name.
Yeah, it constantly looks angry, and they even reference the fact whether it's more of a dog or more of a cat, because it looks like a cat to me, but it clearly doesn't.
I think because it's
like a cat.
Angry, I'll consider it more cat.
Like, it's always angry.
Exactly.
Like, always angry, and I have no idea what it's saying. It's subtitled. It sounds like it's speaking in reverse, different language, auto-tuned or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to make a mystic being, that's great.
Yeah, maybe it took lessons from Zatanna.
Possibly, I don't know. I mean, y'all talk funny, basically, is what it comes down to. But it's really good. There's only 4 episodes, and I hope they make more, or they get his own show. Hopefully, I know Ferret, they are producing it, so you can watch them for free, but I'd at least like more, or someone else. Maybe Ferret should push it more to be an actual series, because I think a one-time series could do well.
Yeah, I think like just a mini-series is something that could be great.
Anything else you want to talk about before we get into stories?
I finished Mass Effect 3. I think you remember me talking about that on the last episode.
You were talking about playing the first, noticing other things, and making your way into the second. Yeah.
Finishing the third one, the whole game was amazing until literally the last 20 minutes of it, unfortunately.
The notorious ending.
Yeah. It is slightly improved, but, you know, there's still that bitter taste.
When you mean by slightly improved, do you mean regarding the like kind of DLC ending they kind of added?
Yeah, extended DLC. It adds a few things. Like at one point, during the end mission, you're like running off and then you get blasted, and it shows all your crew on the spaceship, and it's like they were just with me. So it actually does a bit where it shows your crew getting into the ship because your character tells them to. So little stuff like
spoilers now, man.
Well, it's little plot hole stuff that they fixed, but it's still the main end plot thing that it just messes up everything.
Just failed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So fly in his face.
But considering the bad endings,
yeah, you had an interesting hypothesis to present.
Recently, there's been like a few games, and all of them have had quite notoriously bad endings. Being Halo 5, which that one's just sequel bait, so no one cares anymore. Yeah,
we didn't really cover this story because we're not fans of Halo at all.
No.
There's nothing to really talk about when it comes to Halo, which is just it's the equivalent of Call of Duty. I know some people may get upset with that statement, but
It's sci-fi Call of Duty.
Yeah, given what Ace is about to say.
Yeah. It's sequel bait end. No one really cares. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, that has a similar thing of bad ending, but the whole game is good.
That was the ending sequel baiting, because they don't do that. None of the games do.
Assassin's Creed, I think it's just the end boss was boring and dull, and then the ending bit itself was just...
Almost all of the bosses are, because they don't do anything with the combat. Yeah, the combat may be great, but they don't do anything with it at all.
Exactly, and that was a problem a lot of people had, but they really enjoyed the game. And then Life is Strange, which finished recently.
Yes, as quoted by some random news article, the most popular game on Tumblr, which I was just like, go away with that.
It's become a very big fandom thing. I still remember watching the first episode saying this looks great and everyone calling it hipster indie stuff.
And then episode 3 dropped and it's like, oh, we love Life is Strange now.
So everyone jumped on the bandwagon then. But
why aren't you playing Life is Strange? Do you not like games or something?
Yeah.
It's the best game I've ever played and the only game...
But the ending rubbed me the wrong way. Specifically the bit, you're going into the crazy stuff.
Like, I think we should somewhat avoid spoilers because we do get into some heavy stuff towards the 3rd and 4th and 5th episode, so let's try and dart around actual story based spoilers for the most part.
Well, you go into the crazy thing and then there's all the characters like with flashlights, and then normal characters are saying creepy stuff.
Yes, there was a very trippy scene where it's technically not a spoiler, where obviously you should know what's the main character called again? Sam?
Max. Yeah.
Where you should know what she's capable of and maybe one of her abilities, and that ability kind of spirals out of control to some extent, leading to almost disturbing images. I say almost because it was I've seen way better stuff in Max Payne.
Yeah.
And Psychonauts.
Yeah, exactly.
But that scene was kind of cool, but what were you going on about?
Well, it's like characters like Warren, who I appreciated. He was a good written character. They just make him seem really creepy in that bit. They make the janitor guy seem even creepier. And
he was always creepy.
I know, but he's a harmless creepy character, and they make him seem disturbing.
He's the kind of character where you can tell he probably just like has an otaku room, but he won't hurt no one.
Exactly, but that stuff that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Then it goes into the whole Chloe's everything to me. She's the best thing ever, and I just didn't like her character at all.
Which is fine. It's a fair thing, and I understand when you're given an initial choice at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You for it to be something like this character you don't give a shit about, or the town. There's only one option.
Yeah.
And that could probably take away the idea of an option-based game.
Exactly. But I preferred Chloe when she was called Z in Monster House. Like, honestly, she was much better then. It's the same basic character.
Pretty much.
Same hairstyle, same, hat.
No, her hair was darker.
Well, same style, not colour.
I'm being nitpicky with you.
And the fact that she said, oh yeah, nice school, I got kicked out of there.
I got kicked out of that
It's
school.
like, it's the same character.
So is Life is Strange the sequel to Monster House then?
No, it's the sequel to Donnie Darko, Monster House, and there was another one that I've forgotten. I'm not going to remember this now, which is a shame. Something else. But, the ending bit, if you choose to go with Chloe instead of the,
be very vague about it.
But, if you choose that instead of the other option, whatever's happening that would, mess up the town, that will follow them, no matter what. Because it's that's causing the problem. So that's never going to be a good end.
It deals with cool concepts, but possibly some of the main issues I had with episode 5 for the most part was the fact that didn't really do anything.
Exactly.
Didn't really do much, and I think they had a really cool concept, and I think they used it just a little bit too much. I mean, for the most part, I'd still say solid game overall.
Oh yeah, it's that's why I was relating it to Mass Effect 3. Solid game until the end.
It fumbled a bit in episode 2, but it got back to the point on 3 and 4, and then whatever.
Yeah.
But enough reviews. Let's get into the topics, and we'll start with I I think last week we did start with the bullshit train, but I think now we're starting. This is like a mid stop. You know, when you take the train and there's like that one station you kind of see, but there's no one there. It's just like a local stop.
Yeah.
This is one of those. So apparently, and this is rumor based, Kojima has left Konami.
Yep.
He apparently left Konami October 9th, which is way over. You know, he peaced out according to this, which would make a lot of sense. You know, given the recent history that we've been talking about, and he was held a farewell party with some of his staff and people at Konami, to which people have said it was a rather cheerful but also emotional goodbye, which is understandable for someone who's worked with the company since 1998.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, for some reason, which is why we've attached the bullshit train to this, Konami has denied that he's left the company for some reason, stating that he's taking a long time off from work, basically. Which is interesting because from what I've read up, his I don't know the term of it, and I haven't been able to find it, but his like contract or his standing something, which basically means like almost like a license. It doesn't run out till December.
Okay.
So I can understand. If that is true, I can understand why they would say he's not left.
Yeah.
They probably just want to shut people up and say they just want a victory over the fans and just kind of say, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
We know what's going on, which they know what's going on, but they don't know anything.
Yeah.
Konami clearly lives in its own time bubble, basically, which I thought was brilliant. But the funniest thing about this news story is the fact that there have been a few images floating around of Kojima himself at what seems to be his farewell party.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people are like, oh, okay, so I guess that's proof, but don't trust those photos. That could have been taken from anywhere. There is a picture of Metal Gear Solid 5, so that could have been taken from anywhere between now and since 2012 when the game was conceived or something like that. Interestingly enough, when Konami was asked about the farewell party and photos, they said, we're not sure what kind of thing that was. Which doesn't even sound like a sentence.
No,
and
that's
like, what does that mean?
It's a sentence fragment.
Is that like a translation issue? Like,
it has to be.
Like, we're not sure what kind of thing this was. So you're confirming that there was a farewell party, or you're confirming that someone left, or you're confirming Kojima had a party? Like, what is going on here? It's so confusing. There's a dog just dying outside the house.
It heard all this. It heard the bullshit.
Finally caught up. It's just outraged by the fact that they would deny Kojima his rights to make Silent Hills and Metal Gear Solid 5. But ignoring that, thoughts?
I think they're just trying to be like, no, we still got Kojima, games are coming out, be happy.
But here's the thing, why would they say that when they've so clearly said, well, they basically said, fuck gaming, we'd rather work about mobile gaming, nickel and diming people, fuck Kojima, we don't like him, don't talk about him, and then they've said, no, this guy we hate guts, no, he still works for us.
Do you know why I think that?
Why?
Because they're crazy. They clearly have no understanding.
Cray, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be the new
Konami
segment. Cray.
Cray-nami.
Alright, so I'll take this second story because I don't know if you know too much about it, but it's basically talking about the fact that Square Enix, we've got like two bad boys here right now that people don't like linked together in the story. So Square Enix is considering crowdfunding for smaller titles and projects within the game basis.
Okay.
There wasn't too much of the story other than the fact that they mainly would like to localize and bring over Japanese games, franchises, possibly sequels, entries we never got over here, as well as probably fund maybe newer projects, which got me thinking whether this would be a good idea or a bad idea for the most part.
So yeah, I can see good points as in, if there's no plan to it, it's like, well, these fans want it, so we'll release it for these fans. So then it's not like we're going to release 100,000 and only like 10,000 are going to be bought. So it is different in trying to think of the words, like importing kind of game and adapting. But if it's for like smaller based projects, they should use their own money for that.
They really should. It is their franchise. It's their baby. They should I understand this time in the gaming industry career is not good. Everyone's struggling, and taking a risk on a new game is pretty hard. That's why the last new original idea game, which was actually good, was Shovel Knight, and still is the last original good game that came out, which is a game that is a throwback to NES games. Yeah, very ironic. When you got all this powerful technology and the best game that you could probably get on that platform is a game that does a perfect job at just being a fucking game.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm somewhat thinking this could be a good idea because this could breathe new life in some of their franchises. I mean, whether they would even consider going back to some of the older franchises, I know they still own Crystal Dynamics, whether they'd give like Gex another shot. Gex is someone who I could see getting a Rayman Legends treatment, maybe as a download, and then giving them a physical release later.
Well, didn't they say, like we covered it a few podcasts back, of them wanting to do reboots of them?
Yes.
But Gex, it was going to be a gritty, hardcore reboot.
No, that was one of the previous projects that never came through.
Oh, okay.
This is regarding just Gex. Yeah. Because, I mean, the Gex games take a very wild nosedive. Well, not in a bad way. They take a weird direction, I should probably say, from the second game onward, if you just look at the cover. You can see that. But for the most part, I don't know. I think this could be a good thing. I'd like to see some games like Star Ocean and some of the other things.
I would be very interested in Star Ocean.
I think within today's time, with the fact how important online is, especially if you have a PC port, you could do wonders with that game. You could get a Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn with that in some sense. But I mean, I think it's kind of a good idea. But I think when a game company starts asking for handouts, you get worried. But you get happy at the same time because there's always that fact that they could go, like I said, we're doing Gex. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess... Oh, no, wait. Is Square Enix Deus Ex? Or is that Eidos? I can't remember.
I can't exactly remember. I think they technically own it. I think they own it, but I think it's much like EA with BioWare. They're under their division, much like Crystal Dynamics. So
when it comes to the whole crowdfunding and that stuff, you got to be like very aware of the whole like augment your pre-order.
Oh god!
So you got to be careful about throwing money at them before you've got a product.
Yeah, just coming straight off the heels of this, it's like Square Enix was like, well, that didn't work. Let's try something else.
Exactly. So be wary. Don't automatically go, yeah, I like this. Think about it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust a Kickstarter that has no video.
Exactly. Exactly. And or at least someone there who will take the fall if it goes bad, an actual representative.
I mean, that's the good thing about Kickstarter. If it doesn't get fully funded, it won't happen.
Exactly.
I mean, no loss, no gain. Or no gain, then, no profit.
Speaking of something else with no gain.
Those fighting words.
YouTube Red.
Yes, this has been a hot button for a lot of people this week.
It's a new Google YouTube kind of subscription service thing in like I'm gonna say in the vein of Netflix.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
even to the point of making its logo red and calling it Red, which just only reminds me of the erotic website RedTube.
Yeah, so new RedTube content coming to you guys.
Yeah.
It will be ad free, unlike obviously normal YouTube.
Or anyone who doesn't use AdBlock.
Yeah. Although do turn it off when you're supporting certain people.
Exactly. I mean, in all fairness, AdBlock is good because it gets rid of all those fucking AdBlocks. But if you do generally appreciate someone's work who's posting on YouTube, do turn it off just so they can get that avenue. Because I mean, give back to them at least.
Yeah. It will be $10 a month. It's going to have its own kind of original series stuff like Scared PewDiePie.
Yeah, which I think there was a little bit of a promo image which looked just horrible but great at the same time.
Yes, yeah, I think I remember seeing that. Apparently it's got production from The Walking Dead. Yeah,
the people AMC and that. So I think the main it's somewhat like a reality show. It's basically like I guess PewDiePie walks into Rome and is like, oh no, I've got to survive amnesia. Or
so
like
he's doing Angry Video Game Nerd.
Well, to some extent, I guess, but I don't think he'll be reviewing games. I think they're just going to be going like, this week PewDiePie tackles zombies. Can he survive? and scream, oh no, save me! Oh, look what PewDiePie's doing. You know, I think it's going to be in that kind of vein.
I feel bad for him because he does do some good content stuff, but he just gets...
He's a cool dude with a lot of fans.
Yeah, he just gets reduced to the horror stuff, which is quite sad.
I don't know whether or not he's the kind of person who's getting sick of it and would like to branch out, so maybe he was like, oh, okay, maybe...
Yeah.
I personally don't think PewDiePie could be... He works for TV. I think he's more of a... Like, I think he could do well as like a presenter for like a TV show or something like that, or a host show. I think if YouTube was to do some kind of weird, it's like what they're doing on our British television E4, where they do that video where they just have a panel of people watching YouTube clips. Yeah. If PewDiePie was in charge of that, I think that would work very well, especially if it's, you know, just that cross promotion between YouTube and other things. It can get more people in.
And considering E4 is considered the more youthful generation channel, like 16 to 25.
Not with shows like Big Bang Theory, Jesus Christ.
It's actually very popular amongst Americans.
Unfortunately, yes.
But yeah, continue with YouTube Red. These are a few features that I think are good and I would be very interested in, but being able to download and watch videos offline, yes. I like that. Listening to music and changing apps, music still plays.
Yeah, so for example, you're listening to a song on YouTube and, you don't just hold it there with the screen on, just burning the energy. You can actually, like, at least, put it to sleep mode, carry it around, or at least go to another app and still listen to it, which is something a lot of people wanted for a long time, and even the freaking internet version of that won't even fucking let you do that anymore. You can't open up a video and just have it play. You have to just, you have to click on it, wasting at least like a second of your already precious life.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, there's a few good ideas there, but the problem...
Now, problems have already started to arise.
People have started to discover that for the... Is it November? A 3-month trial?
Yeah, I think it should be available like November 9th, something like that.
Oh, 5th, I think.
5th in America, so, some people are lucky enough to get it already. But go on.
During that, if you watch someone's videos... with the YouTube Red, they will not get any money for that.
Yes.
Like, seriously, what the hell?
Yeah, so if you are trying it out, please don't watch anyone's videos on RedTube during this description.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to mess up people already, to some extent. But then on the flip side, people, if you do have a description, people keep all of their ad revenue. Mm-hmm. About 50 to 53% of it, which is the standard of what they keep. So it's like... What are you doing?
Exactly.
Like, what are you actually doing?
I mean, it's getting to the point in time, and if you want to support people, you might as well go, see if they have a Patreon and do that. Because that's the only way to make sure they get the money for their content.
I guess. I mean, I honestly don't think YouTube's going to last that long.
No.
Personally, I think YouTube will be done in about 7 years.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to get content out
so
there...
keep them video files. That's all I'm going to say, because, anyone who's smart has a website, or at least keep the original files for all the work, like I have.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to let's flip back to Sony, and this is this news isn't even really a surprise to some extent, but it basically says that Sony has basically stopped first-party development for the PS Vita. Yeah. So the computer entertainment SVP. Ito, I'm just going to call him. I'm not going to bother saying his second name. I think it's Ito. I'm not sure if the first letter of his name is an I or an L, but I'm guessing it's Ito.
Yeah.
Just from what I read. He said to the journalist site 4Games that from here on out, all attention has been switched to PS4.
The thing is, I didn't even think they cared about PS Vita in the first place.
Well, at some point they did, because otherwise they wouldn't have made it.
No, but they did that, and then they're like, okay, let's move on now. We've got it out there. We don't need to do anything.
PS Vita was just so unnecessary because just no one cared. You can't even chalk that up to the Nintendo 3DS killing it. It was just so random. Bad timing.
Even without the 3DS, the Vita just killed itself.
Yeah, it would have still killed. I mean, it looks like nothing new compared to the PSP. People still have their PSP.
Yeah,
people are still playing PSP games. I'm still buying PSP games. I have more PSP games than Vita. And I do have a Vita, by the way, guys. I've had it for 2 years and I've not played it once.
Yeah, you keep telling me. It's like, oh, I don't even know if I have this game. I can't remember.
Yeah, because I just keep forgetting. I've got like a small collection, and they're the only games I'm interested in. It did make me think whether Sony is just going to let it die. They did mention colours for it, that they're going to release like colour versions, but I don't know if it's just going to die slowly or like...
I think it's already dead.
I mean, yeah, but I'm talking like nothing. Like
Okay.
no mention, nothing, don't do anything else with it, no games, no nothing, not even from Japan, which got me thinking, how big is the Vita's library? Has it reached the 100 mark game? I think it's at about 80 games, which is fairly low.
I thought it was about 5.
No, it's about 80 or so. I've been to Japan. I've seen the games.
Just 5 good games then.
I'd say 15.
15? Oh, okay.
I'd say about that. But it is a bit of a shame, and it is... I thought it was... I mean, I've got to give Sony some kind of admiration for just being like, yeah, we don't care anymore. But at the same time, I think it's a bit sad that they've just literally just given up on the thing.
Yeah, it's quite amusing though. I mean, I think the only person, like, if you've like watched a lot of YouTube, the only person you'll know who ever uses a Vita is Liam.
Liam of the Super Best Friends Aibatsu. Yeah. Right, moving on.
Yeah, fun news and something I wish was happening in London. Pokemon, is it EXP or Expo Gym? I won't quite sure.
Expo, I guess.
Yeah, Pokemon Gym is opening up in Japan.
Osaka.
Yeah.
Which I was there a couple months ago. If only I was going there now.
It's opening on the 19th of November, and it's going to offer like some tips and tricks and training to fans of the series.
Fans of, I'm guessing, like trading cards, gaming, and other various things.
I mean, just in general, I think this is a great idea. Wish it was in London.
It's cool. I mean, it's offering a lot of cool things. Like I know there's the app. And then there's the
you get some like special rewards for the games.
Yeah, you get special rewards like Pokemon. Yeah. I'm guessing there's going to be like merchandise and stuff like that.
Membership cards and like a case and stuff.
I mean, we haven't seen too much other than a few images, but I mean, it seems like it would be a good afternoon spent if you're a Pokemon fan. It's like oh, I just got back from the Pokemon store. Time to go to the Pokemon Expo Gym.
See,
get my training.
You'll see me one day just in Japan, and I'll have like every evolution plushie like taped to my body, and I just walk into the expo like I'm ready.
Yeah, you can do that. It's safe. I've seen people with like just 50 like little characters on their bag, and I'm like, and obviously the mindset of living in England, I'm like, oh dude, you probably shouldn't do that. Someone's gonna steal them, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, it's Japan.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. If I want, I could possibly tape them into some sort of halo and just have them on my back.
Could do. It wouldn't really be that out of the ordinary. I mean, it's great. It's great. I mean, this is something I would like. I think this is like a cool place you could hang out. Even
if they just do pop-up ones like they've done with Pokemon centres in London and
they
America,
should do that. They should do that. I mean, maybe at the London Comic Con. Yeah, that'd be great if they just have a little section where they just do that. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be so packed.
It would be so packed, but if you've seen all their main halls, if they gave it one side of the hall, that would be great.
It would.
Mean, if anyone who works within the marketing is listening, consider that.
Why are we not working at marketing for all these things? Because we have the ideas for it and it'll work so well.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someday, maybe someone will listen, but even then, the date's on the video, so when you're ready to give us the royalties, I'll be waiting. We'll be waiting. We'll just have to split it 50-50.
Yeah,
that's
and
2 50s.
If someone else came up with the idea on the podcast, then we'll give them a share as well.
Ferret will get a share.
Yeah,
he'd get I don't know. He'd get maybe a 30% share, 20% share. His name is in the title.
33.
Something like that. Makes sense. All right. So something that still kind of makes sense, and that is the fact that Fallout, Fallout, Bethesda, and Carlsberg, as well as Joe Soda, have teamed up with Bethesda in order to create alcoholic-looking beers. That basically, the first one from Carlsberg, resembling the Vault-Tec Industry looking, cola.
Soda that they have Nuka-Cola.
Nuka-Cola. Well, it's not.
Oh, okay.
White Nuka-Cola, but it's like it's like themed because it's got like the glow of like the industrial. Like,
the Quantum.
No. The Jones Soda looks like Nuka. Cola Quantum.
Okay.
But this one is just like beer, but it's got a little bit of a radiation glow to it, and it just kind of says Fallout.
That's cool.
So it looks like it's some kind of weird, like, get your Fallout beer, that kind of thing. It looks pretty cool, and it's a random nice thing to do. You can buy these on Amazon's UK site as of the 5th of November, which hopefully they're not as outrageously priced as the Pepsi Perfect.
Yeah. Everyone, remember, 5th of November.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably why they set it for that day.
Yeah. And
also the previously mentioned Jones Soda, which is Nuka-Cola Quantum. It's basically, I believe it tastes like their berry lemonade, which I actually love.
Oh, that would be nice.
It has all the logoing on it, so it looks like Quantum, which was like the rarer drink. So I think you can buy them in Target, the store Target. So if anyone wants to send us some, it'd be much appreciated.
That's the thing. I'll want to buy some of this from like Amazon, like the Fallout beer. Mm-hmm. Great idea. I'll get that. I'll play the Imagine Dragons song Radioactive. And I'll do the drink, and then when it gets that bit where he's just doing the inhaling, that'd be me after, like...
That should be the advert.
Exactly. See? Again.
We know exactly what we're doing. Okay, right. Moving on. So, we've been covering Street Fighter V for the last couple of podcasts, and the newest character, well, I say new, the next character to be added into Street Fighter V, Dalsim.
Yes.
Classic.
He
original.
was my main during Street Fighter 2.
Oh, taking him back.
Yeah, I love playing as him. It was fun, it was different, and it was very tricky. And I'm happy he's returning.
Hot with that yoga flame.
Exactly.
Like the original, mixer with that mixtape. Yeah. Back in the day.
He's spitting fire.
Literally. Literally, all you need to... I think if any rapper wants to make a great joke, just put him on the front cover of their next mixtape. I know there was a rap line when someone was like, oh yeah, smoke you, burn you, yoga flame.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which I thought was great. So he's been added. He's got a slightly new design. He's looking a lot older, a little bit more. He's got like his headband on. Yeah. Really, he's one of the only... Well... not all of the original returning characters have got redesigns. Ken does. Who's the other one that has?
I think Ryu's Alternative is a good redesign.
Is a good redesign, but he looks normal for the most part.
Yeah.
Chun-Li got no redesign. Cammy got no redesign. Bison got no redesign, and then the other person who got a redesign was I'm struck Vega.
Oh yeah, Vega's
kind of got a redesign
because he's got the white shirt on now, doesn't he?
And then Zangief got nothing.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame, but. He looks cool. I like the fact that he actually has combos in this game now.
I really like his design. I love it.
I think it's really good.
I actually prefer it to the original.
I think he looks more like an aged, experienced fighter.
Exactly.
Kind of getting very close to Oro from Third Strike. I think that's how you say his name, or I think that's what he's called. He's that really old dude.
Yeah, the ORO, the one with the one arm.
Yeah, ORO. Yeah, him. He reminds you of that. He's got combos. He's not just a keep away zoning character. He's the most annoying person to fight online because he just does that. And it's also interesting to know. So we add a few more little tidbits in. So he's one of the last kind of characters to go in. As far as we know, there's going to be one more brand new character, and then maybe a few more. I think at least maybe two more. Maybe, don't quote me on this. Maybe two more like old school characters going in.
#Skullomania.
I don't think so. I mean...
I know it won't happen, but we got to get the word out there.
No one from EX Alpha Plus is going in, unfortunately.
A million voices just cried out then.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because the one guy who designed those characters won't give Capcom the rights.
Oh.
He's just sitting in his house just like, no!
No, my characters.
He's like that kid when that woman tries to take the something off him. He's like, no. That's basically what he's doing. Interesting enough, so there was a rumor. There's a few rumors of the listings which I've not looked up, but I've just heard. And so, as far as a few of the rumors are going, they may be true because they did predict that Zangief and Dalsim was going to be in it, so it's come true. So a lot of people are going, "Oh, is this character going to be in?" So a lot of people look into these rumors, going. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, even with the beta, which is I think still playable at the moment.
I think so.
On PC, people looked through the code and they saw a lot of certain, 3-letter syllables, and a lot of people getting very excited. There's, one in particular being the ALX one, which a lot of people are like, oh shit, is that Alex?
Yeah.
And something I didn't quite mention in the previous podcast was the fact that Alex is in Street Fighter 5, but he's in the background.
Yeah.
So that made a lot of people upset because they were like, what the hell? I think he's going to be in this game.
Well, it's possible he might be an unlockable character.
I mean, if Karen is in the game and Rainbow Chan or Mika, if they're in the game, there's a good chance he can be in there. I think he is. Because, I mean, even Charlie Nash is in there as well. I mean, and that guy is dead. So, they had to kill that guy because he was too strong. I mean, how is he just defeating M. Bison like it's nothing? He could probably beat Okami. Not Okami. I forget the third strongest guy. He's the demon dude or whatever his name is.
I can't remember.
People know who he is. Akuma, yeah.
Oh, Akuma. Okay,
who's like third strongest in all of Street Fighter.
You know who the actual strongest is?
Who's that?
It's Blanca from the movie.
No, it's not. That's bullshit. That's bullshit right there. No, but I think it goes something along the lines of Seth.
Yeah.
I think it's like Bison and Charlie. But they had to kill Charlie because he's too strong. Because he can just beat everyone, and then I think Akuma's now like 3 because he can just go into Oni, and it's like...
What about Shenlong?
No. No. Not that character. And so if you want, we can talk a little bit about the Tokyo, or no, the Paris...
Oh yeah, Paris Game Show.
Sony buys the Eiffel Tower extravaganza.
Oh yeah.
The only thing worth talking about was Quantic Dream's next entry into the Sadness Trilogy, or as it's now going to be called,
Saga.
The Sadness Saga, being Detroit City, which is just what I'm going to have to call it now, because Detroit City become human, and which I'm sure a lot of rappers are happy about.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it only because it was based off the Karen Tech demo, which had the feels. Because people were like, oh, look at them feelings, look at them graphics. And I was like, this looks shit. And I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks shit.
That's the thing, anytime someone mentions like Quantic Dreams and feelings and stuff, it instantly reminds me of Jim Sterling's impressions of the guy, and he's like, we've got to include the emotions, the feelings, and it's so beautiful.
It is. So we've got that's all I wanted to say about that. It's just fuck this game.
It's one of those things of they have an interesting concept and it just goes downhill.
No, it's cliched as fuck. I'd say personally.
It's what?
Cliched.
Oh no, that's the thing. I agree with that, but they usually take interesting concepts, whether they've been used before, and then they just mess them up.
We don't.
Because you could do new things.
This game's too late. We already have EX Machina.
Yeah, but Ex Machina's going off the same cliches.
But it does it better though. They can't top that.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to watch this film and then do a worse job.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like they take the interesting concepts and they just do them bad. That's the problem with Quantic Dreams. Like they could do good stuff, but they don't.
Pretty much. All right, we got 2 somewhat sad stories to do with. I'm gonna take these, and you can take the rest of the podcast. And that's the fact that a man in America killed his friend, basically blaming The Walking Dead as he thought he was a walker or zombie, as he claimed that he tried to bite him, and to which he then started brutally beating him with a microwave guitar and then stabbed him to death. To which then he left his neighborhood, terrorized most of his neighborhood, and then started chasing a woman with a knife, forcing her to lock herself in a house. The statements I said about him saying that his friend was a zombie, and I'm guessing he probably tried to, claim he thought other people were zombies, trying to play the insanity card, once he was arrested by the police. And I just thought this was so damn stupid and upsetting, to the point where this guy, I'm assuming, had a mental breakdown or something like that, and he just was like, I'm just gonna go kill people. And then he was like, well, how do I get out of this? Walking Dead.
Yeah. It is what a lot of people do. It's like, I'm going to blame Grand Theft Auto. And they just blame things because...
I'm going to blame Grand Theft Auto for my lack of 7 years of parenting.
Exactly. Or I'm going to blame Call of Duty because I shot someone. It's like, no. No. That's
I do like that terminology. I shot someone, so I'm going to blame Call of Duty. I thought I was playing Call of Duty, sir. That's why I killed 30 people. I knew something was wrong when I didn't get my nuke.
Oh no. Oh no. They were trying to go for the high score.
Apparently. Apparently. Okay, I move on to this other fairly... I'd say the story's kind of frustrating. And it does sadden me to actually talk about this, so I'm not going to dwell too much in the details. So, I don't know when, but essentially one of the a fan artist who is known within the Steven Universe community attempted to commit suicide after she was somewhat bullied, thanks to people from certain fandoms like the Steven Universe fandom and a few others. Zami, the artist, was essentially bullied because her art, possibly her statements, were going on certain ideas that were, for the most part, implied, in a sense. Like, one example you could use is the fact that, I don't know, if two people are hugging, people may jump to the conclusion that they're in love, even if they're related.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case. I've hugged my relatives, I've hugged my friends.
Exactly.
There's pictures of me hugging my relatives and my friends.
Yeah.
Don't immediately jump that I'm romantically in love with them. Same with any other ideas of changing the race of a character or having a race of a character look a certain way. People seem to be way too sensitive nowadays to the point where they can't seem to understand other people's ideals. And there's nothing... And there's nothing really bad about the work or what she did other than the fact that it was different and people didn't like it. There's... I can understand this is a bit of an issue within fandoms when, let's say I decided to draw a picture of, like, Steven from Steven Universe, and I decided to draw him a certain way. People get upset, like, that's not what Steven looks like. He should look like this. That's not my idea of Steven.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly annoying. I see fan fiction, fan art all the time, and some of it can be this or that, or someone's idea, or it can be creepy. Leave them alone. Whatever, they ain't hurting no one. If they are hurting someone, then you need to call the police. It's common knowledge. But what happened right here, luckily she is fine, because I think she did put a post stating that she was possibly going to do something, so luckily she was stopped, and I hope she's on the way to recovery. All I really have to say, because I'm just going to hand it to Ace to whatever he wants for the rest of the podcast, is that I'm really, really disappointed in people. Really am, and this is coming from someone who opens the podcast with all fandoms.
Yeah.
I put that in the opening because I accept everyone for who they are. No matter what you like, no matter what you do, you are welcome here. You can come talk to me about those things. I like fandoms. I know Ace isn't so much into fandoms, and he has his reasons. That's fine. It's understandable. But it's not what it's about. That's not what a fandom and a community is about. It is not about bullying people based on ideals and your lack of understanding towards certain things. At the end of the day, it's fiction. People should be able to do what they want. And this is inexcusable. I don't want to go on an evil rant and kind of say we should track down these people, because for the most part, their actions should speak loud enough to know you did something wrong.
Exactly.
Your actions almost took a life. And God forbid, if that happened, you possibly would not be able to live the rest of your life knowing what you did.
Yeah. It is these kind of reasons that I'm not big on fandoms, because people, they idealise stuff. So anyone in the fandom who doesn't ends up getting bullied. And that's why I don't like them too much. So just, if someone proposes a new or different idea, just take it for what it is. It's their idea, opinion on the show.
Leave it alone.
Exactly. If you don't like it, then just say, it's not my kind of thing.
Stay away from, don't type into Google, don't actively look for it. There's plenty of things that happen. People, People are different, guys, and people like things for different reasons. If they want to put their whole spin on characters, whether they're, sexualizing things or inserting themselves into stories, leave them be. Because at the end of the day, those people, for the most part, know it's a fan fiction. People write fan fictions. No, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
They know. They're just having fun. Oh, I want to be in the world of Steven Universe. Do it.
Exactly.
Keep that. Upload it. Do whatever you want. That's fine. You write a good story. Cool. You let me know.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you did a fan art of Steven punching Paradox? Cool. Let me see that. That looks really cool. Not about this. Not about this at all. Really.
It's about having fun within the community and having fun with people who like what you like.
And also to the articles that are trying to suggest that Steven Universe is having some kind of meltdown, that's just complete bullshit. I would like to think that the creative team behind Steven Universe and at least the people who weren't involved in the bullying are a lot stronger than that and can pull through to continue to note, acknowledge and move forward with this, because sometimes shit happens due to other people's actions and you've got to address that. But you know what? If those fans want to act like that towards shows and the creators and the show, then you know what? They clearly aren't fans. And anyone who partakes in bullying is not a fan.
Exactly.
Or your friend.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am going to. Do you want to talk about the next two stories we have?
Yeah, totally.
If you want, because I think we've only got like two, and you want to handle the Nintendo one, talking about. Do we have two? Yeah, we have two. So let me just clarify, because I've kind of made a bit of an error within the note taking of the podcast. So we're actually going to talk. Ace is going to talk about the new membership that Nintendo has unveiled. We'll also talk about its first mobile game, titled Mi Tomo, and also some news about Don Bluth's Dragon Lair. So I just thought I'd mention that as soon as we've got a bit of a confusion within the note taking. For the most part, we should be good. So are you ready?
Yeah, Nintendo are doing a new membership. Is it called My Nintendo? Or
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, called My Nintendo. It is being detailed by President Tatsumi. Is it Kimishima?
I'm guessing that's what I would say.
Okay.
But he's the president of Nintendo of America, so you know.
With the membership thing, you can manage your friend list on Nintendo platforms and smart devices. It's like a new loyalty program in a way.
Basically, it is. I'm trying to remember the. Is it Club Nintendo? It's basically Club Nintendo's replacement. So it's back.
It's back, baby.
Back from the grove.
But you can redeemable points by purchasing and playing games like Club Nintendo. And they can go towards original merchandise and discounts, which I don't think discounts were part of Club Nintendo, so there is an improvement.
Yeah. So they've definitely looked at Club Nintendo and gone, all right, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It also provides updates for game characters and add-on content and personalised offers. So I presume that depends on, like, if you mainly go for Pokemon content, then you'll get personalised offers for Pokemon. But that's more speculation, that bit.
I would say interested.
Yeah, very. I mean, Nintendo, when they do everything that isn't YouTube, they do everything great.
Oh, yeah. I think, they did a good job. I mean, people may, throw shade at Nintendo because, we're going to third-party games, but when they do make that first-party game, solid.
Exactly.
Solid, no joke.
They take a while to release it, but it'll always be great.
And that's what you should be doing, and that's what Nintendo makes a good game. I mean, they should take more risks, and they did with Splatoon, and look how well that turned out. Splatoon. There were so many Splatoon cosplayers at MCM.
Oh, yeah.
It was great.
The amount of times I was thinking, Kid Now, Squid Now, like, that whole advertisement thing as well, that was great.
It's too funny. There was a great, just to quickly go back to Comic-Con, there was a bunch of guys dressed as the Inkling boys, and they had, like, the rollers, and they were just rolling it around outside, and it was just like, what is this?
I remember that.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
it's very good improvement. I like it. Moving on to the Dragon's Lair film. Basically, Don Bluth and is it Don Bluth, not Plouffe?
It's Bluth,
yeah, I said that wrong.
No worries.
And is it Gary Goldman?
I think so.
Because instantly I thought Gary Oldman.
Yeah, it's Goldman.
Like, okay.
It's Goldman, yeah.
Yeah, Gary Goldman have launched a Kickstarter to make a Dragon Lair film. Presumably, it's going to be based on the first one. But
the first game, yeah. I would imagine so. Otherwise, they wouldn't use imagery from the first game. I saw this and I was immediately like, oh yeah, Don Bluth, like
exactly.
Secret of Nim, American Tail, and
I mean, I think the funny part is both of us actually thought he was dead.
Yes,
which is quite sad.
I thought he was dead only because he's been gone for a while.
Yeah,
and I thought, oh, was someone trying to like revive his work or something?
Yeah,
but I'm glad he's still around. He needs to do some more films.
Exactly.
He needs to work for Disney or DreamWorks or maybe even Blue Skies, if anything. But I think his style is just so becoming more iconic. And there's a bit of a quote from their Kickstarter page, which I'm just going to talk about in a sec. It's ironic that the project that has given us the greatest recognition is actually the video arcade game known as Dragon Lair, created back in the early 1980s. Basically, so they basically talk about that. The game has extremely low fan base, now estimated to be in the millions, and with each generation has picked up even more fans, which I would say is fairly true.
Yeah.
If you want a good idea as to what the Dragon Lair film would look like, go watch the half-an-hour video they did for the game. It's awesome. Yeah. It's a bit sporadic and a bit too fast because it was meant to be a game.
Yeah.
But top-notch animation. It's great.
Is it going to be a cartoon or is it CG?
I hope it's cartoon. Okay. I hope Don Bluth just goes maybe not cell animated. Yeah. I'd imagine it would be not cell. If it was originally animated, that'd be great. But I think they'll go maybe more for a slightly more Pixar-esque look. Okay. Maybe, but I don't know. At the moment, it has about 1,092,902 backers. Okay. It's made about 100,000, which pledge is about 55,000 for a goal, which is fairly cheap for a film.
Yeah.
But I think that's mainly going towards advertising and promoting and stuff like that.
So is it already past it or
no? 55. No, 55,000.
Okay. It's halfway through.
55,100. Yes.
Okay.
No, not halfway through. 550,000, 100,000. I'm getting confused. Excuse me.
So yeah, it's got 450,000 left.
I think it can do it.
Yeah,
I think it can.
Yeah, I think so too. I would be happy to watch it.
We'll link it in the description.
Yeah. Moving on to more Nintendo.
Yes, the second to last bit of news.
The first mobile title, Mitomo. It'll be free to play, and it has what word?
What are you reading?
Did you write attractive add-ons?
Attractive. I think the word I was trying to use is appealing.
Okay, appealing add-ons that people can pay for.
Oh, so attractive.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking what an attractive add-on is going to be.
Well, if you want to talk about VR.
Oh no! Don't even get into that.
Yeah.
That video was horrifying.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
Oh no! It will be pay to download and free to start communication application that will help friends share fun personal facts and interests.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the points you raised was that it's kind of like a social networking thing.
Yeah, it feels very much like something like that, but more Nintendo based. It's if anyone remembers the game, I'm not sure if it came out last year, Tomodachi Life. It's got that same look and aesthetic to it.
Which such a funny game. And
which is cool. I mean, it's their first app game, and it's a good starting point for Nintendo based mobile games, and it's good. I mean, I think people are more looking for hardcore games, but we'll see. I mean, NX is kind of around the corner, I guess. And last story before we end on just something random and silly before we go into our little quick discussion, and that's the fact that Zootopia, the Disney film, now being released in, is it March 4th?
I think so.
March 4th, unveiled a lot more of the character Zootopia being Disney's next film. Disney Pixar's next film, I believe. And it's basically, in the title, whole world is basically all animals. We only ever got to see the main two characters, being the rabbit and the fox, named Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, and then a few characters have been slowly revealed, like Shakira's playing Gazelle.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
guessing
yeah.
she's going to be some kind of weird, like, idol star kind of thing, and I know you linked me some of the rest of the characters, like any other, I guess, voices to characters that interest you, because I know it does for me.
Which one was the one that I said? It was I said the sloth one creeped me out because I don't like sloths.
Raymond S. Pearsley is playing Flash, who is like a sloth. He looks like a teacher.
Yeah, or a slacker, like hacker guy.
Slacker hacker.
Yeah.
Oh
New
god.
character.
Oh man, I'd love to see that shit.
Original creation, slacker hacker. That's
Just seeing him go, right, let me just hack this, and he just goes on the Mac. That'd be great.
Okay, we have a new show, Slacker Hacker.
Slacker hacker.
Let's make this.
It takes place in New York during 1985, competing with Steve Jobs to become the new business to compete with them. But the main issue is the fact that its main programmer and designer is a sloth who is slowly but surely designing the latest and greatest technology. Will it come to fruition? Will Slacker Hacker get it done? Boom. Trademark right there.
Yep.
Trademark right
Patent
there.
pending.
October 31st, 2015, Ace and Raccoon. But other than that...
Coming out December 2017.
Well, no, we've got to get it out faster. That's how Hollywood works.
December 2016.
But yeah, so there's some pretty cool characters. So Idris Elba, who's going to be in a second Disney film this year. He's playing Chief Bogo, who... which I'm happy he's in, because he's got like a great voice.
Yeah, he does.
He's got one of the best voices. I think he's...
I need to watch Luther. I keep forgetting.
Oh yeah, you need
It's
to
on my
watch
watch
Luther.
list.
Yeah, definitely do. I think it's great. He's like... You did see him in the trailer. He's like the buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo with huge horns.
Wasn't he like the third character revealed?
He was like...
Because I remember him appearing...
No, that was technically Shakira's character, because she was like, oh, I'm going to be in Zootopia.
But that's the thing, I remember like when...
But he was in the trailer,
Yeah.
But he doesn't say anything or do anything, because there's so many characters that go through the trailer that maybe that's the whole cast, I don't know. But,
possible.
like, they have to like make sure that everyone knows who's the characters. J.K. Simmons as Mayor Lionheart.
I want pictures of Nick Wilde.
Yeah, who's a lion, who's great. I don't know if he's going to be the villain. I think they've said who the villain's going to be, and you do see the villain in the trailer.
Ah.
But I won't say who it is, because I'm going to try and avoid spoilers.
If J.K. Simmons was the villain, then you'd have a fox fighting a lion again. Getting some Robin Hood vibe.
Oh boy, they might make a reference to that. That could make sense. They showed off like the rabbit's parents as well. They showed Tommy Chong, who's going to be Yax.
Oh yeah.
Who's this weird psychedelic hippie looking ox kind of thing, which is just great. And then you got Tommy Tiny Lester, who is going to be Finnick. He's the Phoenix. Always mess up saying his name. He looks like some pint-sized villain, which looks great.
He's a little Gideon.
You can't top Gideon.
No.
He looks great. And there's a couple other characters like Mrs. Otterton, who's like, oh,
yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, Raccoon's gonna love it.
Adorable. No Raccoon though. I'm wondering, as soon as Nick Wilde is obviously a very shady character, I'm surprised there's no Raccoon in the film.
Yeah, it's very true.
And you've got a couple other characters who haven't got images yet. Like, there's definitely confirmed there's going to be a Honey Badger, Dr. Magine Honey Badger, and then Marches. No idea what that's supposed to be. And Jenny Lumbucks Jr. These are characters. These are the characters they're played by other people. Really cool. Yeah. I like the character design. I like the fact that not every character has a terrible pun to their name.
Oh yeah. I'm sure some of them might, like, if you go back with the etymology of some of them, it will be a pun somewhere.
Like Judy Hopps is...
that's a very obvious
But
one.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, a legit second name.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So is Wilde.
Wilde
like
makes
Oscar
sense.
Wilde.
Yeah, Lionheart, that makes sense. You know, there's Lionheart in the family. You know, and stuff like that. And Honey Badger as your main status. I don't know. I think we were joking, saying how the guy who did the Honey Badger doesn't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Video should have really voiced this doctor character, but
That video is beautiful.
We should see. He just doesn't give a shit. But yeah, so that's kind of ended off the the story's on like a nice little note. We just thought we mentioned those things as a film that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be very fun, very light-hearted.
I think it's going to be good. I hope we get to see it. So we're going to move on to our discussion. So it is Halloween, or was past, depending on when this podcast goes up. We're going to just throw out some quick recommendations for Halloween watching today, or maybe your next Halloween, or maybe you're like, fuck it, I'll watch it now.
Yeah.
So I'll let you start, since I mostly talk throughout talking about Zootopia.
Okay, so first idea. Watch ABCs of Death 1 and 2 as a kind of back-to-back thing. But for each one, you try and guess what it is. So let's say A, you'd be like, assassination, maybe. If you get it wrong, you take a drink.
Oh, no. You're trying to encourage alcoholism on my podcast now.
I'm not I'm saying if you're of age and you...
Drink responsibly, kids.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun little game, and getting them right can be very enjoyable.
Some of them you won't.
No, some of them are just nonsense.
Even right off the bat, with the first film, you probably won't get it. Well, my friend did. He knew what it was. He was like, "Oh, it's that." But we won't spoil anything here. But there's a few that are more obvious than others, and there's some where you're like, I think there's one which is in French, and you're like, you'll never get that one.
That
so
one's
regardless,
ridiculous.
you will have a drink.
Yeah, but if you do not partake in alcoholism, then just watch them for fun. If you get it wrong, then eat a chocolate or something.
It's a good collection of horror films. I mean, it's not quite in the same vein as Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat or Trick and Treat?
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. Yeah, I know it's. I knew it wasn't or.
Unless you just say it quickly, like Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. What about Nick's?
No, we're not bringing that back up.
Nickelodeon did. But yes, and what is your second one you want to drop down real quick?
Second one, now this is also, it's not a drinking one this time.
Okay.
It's the classic original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
A fun thing to do though, while watching it...
Why are you making games out of this? Jeez, man, I just got like it's a good show, but you're like, so what you could do is to spice it up.
You play Red Letter Media's commentary on that while watching it. It's very enjoyable. I watched that last night. Great.
Maybe what you should suggest is they watch Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one.
Yeah.
And then next year they go watch with the commentary, because I honestly don't really recommend watching anything with commentary if you've never seen it. Because
if you have seen it,
if you're watching a good film and you're like, "Oh, what's he saying? Why is this guy keep talking?"
Yeah.
You know. But that's great. Those are your two recommendations. Yes. I have two slightly more different recommendations. The first is going to be Fears of the Dark, which is another collection, not quite an anthology series, of animated and dark shorts. It has about 5 of them. Some are definitely better than others, but the final actual 2 segments are really what you're going to want to see, because they are... I can't remember their names because it is a French-based film and it's all in French, so if you don't like subtitles, then fortunately, but not all of them have speaking in it, so you can watch them without subtitles. But there are a few where there is one where a woman is, to try and link it together as a story, there's a series of conversations with a woman talking over some visuals, and it's all in black and white, by the way. All the animation is done within a black and white art aesthetic, and some of them are really awesome to look at, particularly the last 2. The second to last in particular, which isn't even the scariest, but it is just so fantastically done that it has this creepy and dark aesthetic, even to the point where you think in one of the shorts they're going to do a jump scare. They don't. They just linger on this shot and try let you figure out what you might be looking at. And even then, they don't even say nothing. They just like done with that shot.
That's nice. It's very classic horror of atmosphere.
It's got some good stuff. I mean, aesthetically, visually, it's really nice. Story-wise, the first 2 aren't too great, and the one that actually opens it, its continuation makes no sense, but it looks really nice. Yeah. My second one is going to be something which I think is awesome to watch during Halloween. I know you're watching it. Is Over the Garden Wall, the 10-episode short released on Cartoon Network back in 2014 of fall. Great series just to watch in general. I think it works well to watch during this time. I mean, you could watch this after Halloween because it has those vibes, and really awesome series to watch. It's got like some good voices in there, like I forget the what's the guy who's in Back to the Future?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd does a voice.
Is it Christopher Lloyd? Or...
Yes, Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd. You've got Christopher Lloyd is in there. Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Is in there. There's also who's the one. I won't say who the character is, but there's the one person who really threw me off. It's like Tim Curry.
Oh wow.
Tim Curry is in there, but you will not know where he is. Trust me. Tim Curry was in...
Have I seen the character yet? Because if so, I think I know who it is.
What episode are you on?
That's me. I've only watched first 2.
No.
Okay, cool.
Tim Curry. He was in... just so I remember, I've got the right name. He was in like Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Legend.
Yeah. He is in there, but you will not. And it's really awesome because unfortunately we know what happened to him. But like, it's great that he's still doing stuff, and he you will not know.
Okay.
Trust me. Like, and don't spend the whole series doing the guessing game. Like, this character sounds weird.
If I get it wrong, I'll take a drink.
Yeah, take a drink. No, but it's a really good series to watch. Yeah. I can't recommend it even more. I think the DVD should be releasing some point soon, so hopefully this time next year I can be recommending the DVD. Mm. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my recommendations, both our recommendations. And that kind of leads us to the end of the podcast, to which we do have a video of the week, but I cannot remember it.
Oh, okay.
For the most part, so... But there will be a video of the week, I assure you guys that, and it's going to be in the description as always, so it will be spooky, Halloween, weirdly themed, so look forward to that. But other than that, unless there's anything else you want to add...
Yeah, watch Shrek 2 and the deleted scenes. That's your...
What? What? What are you talking about?
You've got to get everyone prepared for Shrekter.
Oh, God.
It's the sequel.
Oh, not Shrekter. You're going to have to link that now, because people aren't going
to...
People aren't going to know what that is. You're going to have to link that somewhere.
Okay, I'll link that in then.
We'll see. I don't know, it'll be the thumbnail or an image or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, if there's nothing else that makes sense to add...
No, nothing else.
Nothing else, then I guess we'll add it, as I always do, with I am the Angry Raccoon.
I am Ace.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Alright, bye.